Whew. I should keep this match on here. John Cena versus Akira Tozawa.
I mean, my show opened with Austin Theory versus Roman Reigns.
The world ain't ready for that.
Or the main event is Tiffany Stratton versus Rhea Ripley.
The world ain't ready for that.
It's
Alright. Delete, 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 delete. Alright. Start off. Women's tag match. Bianca and Jade versus Chelsea and Viper. Yeah. Then we have Austin Theory versus JD McDonough. Austin Theory down to a 70. Jesus Christ.
yes.
We have another tag match. Trick Williams and Angelo Dawkins, who have fucking been disappeared off my TV for a while, versus who the hell are they going up against? The Creeds. Julius and Brutus. We have Jinder Mahal versus Kevin Owens. And in the main event, we have The Rock versus Randy Orton. Only one women's match on the card, but hey, it
Better
is
than
what
my
it
next
is.
show.
Huh?
By the time I finished writing this next episode of SmackDown, I somehow forgot to put any women's matches on the show.
Oh, wow.
I mean, they were spotlighted for the previous 2 weeks, so it's fine. One episode is they can live.
All right. Jay opens Raw. Man, what does a man have to do to get a world title match without any interference? That's all I'm asking for. But I guess that's too much. Randy comes out. Look, Jay, I'm sorry about last week, but I wouldn't have done it if I didn't get screwed out of my title shot. So really, you should be blaming The Rock. Now, you still owe me. I don't think it'd be fair to say that my last shot uh didn't I don't think it'd be unfair to say that my last title shot didn't really count, seeing how we both got jumped into a no contest. So, I'm calling in my favor. At Fastlane, I want that title shot. What do you say? Well, I'm not one to run away from a title match. You got yourself a deal. Jay and Randy shake hands. The Rock comes out. Now wait a goddamn minute. The Rock says that this is an outrage. The Rock was also screwed out of his match last week. We all saw it. If anyone deserves that match at Fastlane, it should be me. Okay, well, you both make interesting points, and I don't run from anyone, so you two battle it out tonight to see who I face at Fastlane. Sound good? Jay, you already shook my hand. I had this match. What, just because he's a part of your family, he gets special treatment? No, but you interfered in his match also. It's just fair. If I didn't interfere, he would be champion right now. You know this. 3v1 never ends good for the one. I did what I had to do. Well, I've made up my mind. Either take the opportunity or drop out of the match. You'll regret this, Randy says. Alright. Bianca starts off this match with Piper. Standard cut the ring in half stuff. Bianca has to get the hot tag. But before she can get the hot tag, Jade is pulled down off the apron by Nia Jax. Then Nia looks at Bianca. Before Bianca can react, Tamina comes from behind and attacks her. At this point, Chelsea and Niven are already gone. Tamina and Nia just start an absolute beatdown. They both hold the steel steps, use it as a battering ram against Bianca, then to Jade, just leaving carnage everywhere. So I guess technically Bianca and Jade win. Yes.
Bianca and Jade retain.
Well, yes, the title wasn't on the line, but
I thought it was.
no.
I don't. Oh, I think you said women's tag champs at the beginning,
Oh.
and that my brain was just like women's tag titles, cool.
Okay.
Because I also like it confused me because I was like, did I get that wrong the previous week? Didn't Nia and Tamina win?
Okay.
Yeah, I confused myself multiple times while booking that match. I was like, hey, is it for the titles? But I thought Nia was okay.
Okay.
Well,
Um,
it's a cheap defense for them. It's fine.
Stone Cold and KO come to my office. KO says, "Yo, Eric, so what's the deal? When do we get our match with Indashir?" Well, about that. They say they'll only accept the match if the titles are on the line. Yeah, right. They've done nothing to deserve a shot at these titles. Well, they thought that you would say that, and they told me they would give you this offer. Kevin Owens versus Jinder Mahal tonight. If Jinder wins, your fight will be for the tag belts. If KO wins, then you get the match without the title on the line. Well, I have to spend more than $1,000 to get a new PS5 and a TV, so fine, whatever, we'll do it. All right, good luck tonight, Kevin. All right. Theory finally gets a chance to get his hands on one of his targets. Theory is in control for about 65% of the match, and after 15 minutes is able to get the win. But as he's getting his hand raised, Balor comes from behind and attacks him. He just starts kicking him while he's down. Eventually, JD joins in. Priest eventually comes out and tries to get them off him, but they don't listen. So Priest shoves JD so hard that he goes flying to the other side of the ring. Finn stops the beatdown and just looks at Priest. He's making that little goblin face he makes when he's mad. He then just gets JD up and leaves.
Okay.
All right. Stratton and Bliss thing. Stratton is driving her very pink car with Bliss in the passenger seat. Bliss says, "We've done so much stuff together. It's kind of insane if you think about it." Yeah, that's true. But I'm really excited about today's bonding session. I'm bringing something back from both of our pasts. What? Oh my god, are we going to Disneyland? What? No. Oh, right. Yeah, I was kidding. Look, we're here. Is this a gymnastics center? Yup. Let's see how rusty you are. Oh, it's on. We then get a montage uh, of Bliss and Tiffany going all out. Tiffany's trying to do the latest Simone Biles routine, which obviously doesn't go well for her. Bliss is trying to remember the basics, but she gets them down kind of quick. Tiffany is just that good of a teacher. We end the session with both Bliss and Tiffany just absolutely winded from their workouts. Bliss just says, "Thanks for the trip down memory lane, Tiffy. I never knew I needed this." No problem. I think I needed this just as much as you. It's good to remember where it all started for you, you know. Yeah, I got you. So, any idea of where we're gonna meet next week, or where you're gonna take me next week? Oh yeah, you got a passport? Yes. Good. We're gonna need it. It took me this long to realize that both Bliss and Tiffany were gymnastics background.
Also, bodybuilding backgrounds.
Yes.
They are one and the same, honestly.
Yeah. uh, Angelo and Trick win.
It's just that's it.
Yep. This was one of the matches where I had four, and I was like, "Fuck it, throw them in here."
Burying the young talent while putting over the young talent.
I'm not gonna lie, this promo I have here with Cena and Sheamus is kind of redundant from last week because I forgot I wrote that. But fuck it. Sheamus is in the ring and says, "Oh man, we're only a few weeks away from Sheamus versus John Cena for the millionth time. I can't wait to put him down again." I'm already planning the victory celebration. There's gonna be headlines about it. That day. About that day. Sheamus throws the greatest party ever. It's gonna be mad. And you are all invited. Cena then comes out. Looking past me is never a good idea. I could never be counted out. See, that's the thing, fella. Cena, I've already beaten you so many times. Let's take a trip down memory lane. 2009, I win my first WWE Championship against who? None other than that self-proclaimed greatest of all time, John Cena. In your prime, mind you. You fell through that table, and that was it for you. I established myself as a top guy very early on into my career, and I did it by making an example out of you. It's great that you bring that night up. That night still gives me nightmares, knowing that I am responsible for basically giving you your career. Without me messing up that night, you wouldn't have made it 2 years before you would have gotten released. So let me make up for that. Why don't we bring this full circle? Sheamus versus John Cena one last time, no matter the outcome, in a tables match. Sheamus thinks for a second. So you're telling me that this would be it forever? No more Cena versus Sheamus for any reason ever? Correct. Then you, sir, have a deal. Okay, this is where we get meta, kind of.
Okay.
Zelina is seen going into my office. On the way there, Finn shakes hands with Sheamus. Once Zelina enters the office, she sees that Rhea is already there. I say, "Zelina, have a seat." Okay, look, there's no easy way to say this. Due to time constraints, we have to bump your matches off the fast lane card. The match will still happen. It will just take place on the main event of Raw in 2 weeks. Rhea angrily says, "What the hell, man? That pay-per-view bonus was gonna pay for some house repairs. I know you guys are probably very upset, but it had to be done. The Raw main event will be a massive success." Zelina just storms off, not even saying anything, potentially missing out on her only chance to be on a pay-per-view this year. That Raw main event paycheck better be good, Eric, Rhea says as she walks out. Yeah. Realized I had one too many matches. And I was like, the one that has had like 1 week of build probably would be the one to go.
So you're doing it on the show after Fastlane?
Nah, yes. One of them.
Well, if you said 2 weeks and
Yes.
it's not the go home, then it's the week after. Why
Yes.
not just put it on the go home?
Because I get an extra week to build what I want to build.
Okay.
And plus, we're going to have like a fucking 8 week gap of no pay per view.
That is true. Gotta find a way to stretch some storylines even farther.
All right. Jinder versus KO. Indashir and Stone Cold are ringside. KO starts to get close to victory, so Indashir just starts to attack Stone Cold. This distracts the ref and KO enough for Jinder to hit a low blow, followed by a Kalash. Jinder wins. Think of all the names Jinder has beaten in my universe. He's beaten
He's
Montez
like on a
Ford.
solo Sokoa run, right? Like where you've beaten several notable names, but there's just like nothing special about you.
He's beaten Montez. He's beaten Gunther. He's beaten Kevin Owens. I don't know who else. I think that might be it.
It's only 3 wins of the entire
Hey, but those are pretty
save.
big names. Man might
Those
get
are
an
pretty
IC
big wins.
championship title. Who knows? Shot. Um.
Rock and Randy doing essentially the same exact pose.
Yes, they are. Before that, however, we cut to backstage. Zelina is seen crying as Raquel Rodriguez hugs her. Raquel consoles her by saying, "Look, I know it sucks now, but hey, when you beat Rhea, you'll be able to be on every pay-per-view. I know you can do it." Zelina then wipes her tears and says, "You're right. I can do it. I was able to beat you Rhea, just like Rhea beat you. All right. I know I can do it." Raquel doesn't look pleased by that comment, but says, "I mean, I was still hurt when we faced off, but yeah, you can do it. Thanks, Raquel." They hug. Zelina walks away. Raquel's smile quickly fades as Zelina walks out the door, leaving a look of disdain on her face. This is exactly what I wrote. Cut the bullshit. Bloodline interfere and Rock wins.
The no nonsense main event on Raw is just incredible.
uh, I got tired of writing. Alrighty, I'm ready.
Okay. The opening match is Ricochet versus Braun Breaker. We then move into the finals of the mini tournament I was doing to crown the number one contenders. It is Gallus versus Good Brothers. And then move into the co-main event or match before the main. LA Knight, yeah, versus ACAM.
LA Knight.
Then the main event is Sami Zayn versus Wade Barrett. Let me know when you're ready.
I am ready.
Okay. Drew McIntyre and Wade Barrett open the show and speak about Drew's match against Sami. Drew says he is glad that Sami seems to still be focused on Cody because that makes his title defense at Fastlane that much easier. Sami Zayn comes out and says he is 100% focused on Drew at Fastlane, and he is walking out of Fastlane with the title. Drew tells Sami he can keep telling himself that, but look at look at Sami and then look at him. One of them is obviously meant to be WWE champion, while the other could maybe main event an indie show. Sami tells Drew to keep underestimating him. He's made it this far and is willing to do anything to make sure he gets the damn respect he deserves. The anonymous GM sends in an email and says he wants to give the fans a teaser of Fastlane, so tonight we'll have Sami take on Wade Barrett in a one-on-one. Then we cut backstage. Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin are speaking about what happened last week. Braun complains that Baron keeps ruining everything that he touches. He is the reason they don't have the tag titles. He is the reason they lost last week. What does Baron do right, actually? Baron tells Braun that he will find a way to make it up to him, and he'll be in his corner tonight. We move on to Ricochet versus Braun Breaker. To start the match, Braun tries to hit Ricochet with a spear, but Ricochet jumps over it. Ricochet is seemingly fighting an uphill battle for most of the match, and towards the end, we see the ref go down and Baron get a chair and set it up in the corner. Ricochet is slowly getting to his feet as Braun is setting up a spear. Braun charges towards Ricochet, but Ricochet once again evades the spear and Braun goes headfirst into the chair that Baron set up. The chair falls out of the ring. Ricochet climbs to the top rope, hits a 630 senton, and pins Braun Breaker.
Head trauma.
Becky and Bayley thank Cora Jade. We go backstage. Becky and Bayley thank Cora Jade for her help last week and joke about Cora hopefully not cashing in on Becky after she wins the women's title at Fastlane. Cora tells Becky that she is happy to help them out last week, but won't hesitate at the opportunity to win the women's title herself. Becky says she can respect that. Cora exits to accompany Gallus to the ring for their upcoming match. Becky and Bayley, as Cora leaves, gets jumped by Damage Control. Cora doesn't see it because she's walked off. Um, we go forward to the finals. Gallus versus the Good Brothers. Um, Side note, both factions are at ringside, so like Punk and Cora Jade are at ringside, and AJ and Shayna Baszler are at ringside. Towards the end of the match, we see AJ Styles distract one of the members of Gallus, which causes CM Punk to get in AJ's face. Um, Shayna and Cora stand behind AJ and Punk. Some words are exchanged before both pairs start to brawl on the outside. Gallus gets distracted by this, and when they turn around, they get caught into the Magic Killer, and the Good Brothers pick up the win.
Bald.
The Mr. Clean Dream Team. LA Knight is interviewed and says the Final Testament are just a bunch of rejects with some momentum. A couple of weeks ago, they saw an opportunity and took it and attempted to take me out. But you have to do a lot more than what you did to keep me down. Yeah. At Fastlane, I am taking that title home with me. As for tonight, I am itching for a fight. So how about you have one of your boulders you drag around with you meet me in the ring so I can give them a taste of whose game it is with everybody saying L.A. Knight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Before that, we see Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin in the medical ward, and Braun is furious with Baron. He tells him that he is tired of Baron costing him everything and wants him to just get out of his face. He tells Baron they'll deal with their problems next week. We move on to LA Knight versus ACAM. Towards the end of the match, we see Final Testament tries to use their numbers to their advantage. To Jesus, tried to use their numbers to get advantage of LA Knight, but they accidentally hit ACAM, which leads to a BFT from Knight, who picks up the win and escapes up the ramp before he can get jumped. Um,
Wait, so LA Knight wins?
yes,
Still?
LA Knight
Yeah,
wins.
alright.
Final Testament tried to interfere, but they accidentally hit ACAM. LA Knight capitalizes with the BFT.
Alrighty, alrighty.
Um, Cody is interviewed about Sammy and the lack of respect Sammy gives him. Cody says it's fine. He can't weigh his entire career on one man's opinion, but he wants Sammy to know that no matter what, he has his respect. We move to the main event: Sami Zayn versus Wade Barrett. Towards the end of the match, we see Wade Barrett go for a bull hammer, which Sammy ducks and hits a blue thunder bomb on Wade. Wade kicks out and stumbles into the corner and gets hit with a haluva kick. Sammy then picks up the win. After the match, Sami is celebrating the win when he turns around into a Claymore kick, and Drew stands tall holding the WWE Championship over Sami Zayn.